Hi guys, it's Rachel. Welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, welcome. Today is my Shop My Stash for the month of June. I have been doing this since the beginning of the year, but I just started filming this series last month where I take you through all of the products that I had in my everyday drawers the past month, let you know how I felt, what I'm taking out, what I'm keeping in, and then we go into my full collection and pick out some products to rotate in for the next month. This look is done with my BYOP of the month, which is in this video. It's one of the palettes, of course, that I picked because I've also been doing a BYOP of the month every month with my Shop My Stash, and it will be live later this week if you want to see that video. And without further ado, let's get into my stash. Alright, so now we're gonna go over the month of May and the products that I'm keeping and putting back. For the primers, I did use this one all the way up. It looks like there's a little bit left in this Rare Beauty, but I promise, well, now that I tried, when I was trying to get it out before, like literally nothing came. Yeah, nothing's coming out besides that one little squirt. So this is an empty. I love my MAC Strobe Cream, but it is time to rotate it out. This primer, it was a nice moisturizing primer, but the thing is, it has this scent to it. It makes me think of like medicine or foot cream. Like, it's not a smell that I want on my face for some reason. I can't exactly describe it, but I'm gonna declutter this. For foundations, I'm gonna put both of these back. I enjoyed both of these. I used them quite a bit, but I'm excited to have some different things in the rotation. I had 3 concealers in here, the Estee Lauder Double Wear, which I used quite a bit, and I do really still like it. I know a lot of people said, you know, it's not what they're looking for when it comes to double wear, like it's not as full coverage, but I think it is buildable, and I like something that's buildable. I don't like intense full coverage, so I really like this. The Bobbi Brown corrector I used a few times. It's great for quick and easy makeup, but I'm rotating that out. And this Bare Minerals Bare Pro Stick Concealer, I don't think I used one time, but I'm gonna rotate it out anyway. And then my Nabla Freckle Maker, I'm gonna leave in. In the bronzer and powder drawer, I'm gonna rotate everything out. I really enjoyed the NYX Buttermelt Bronzer. I'm not a big fan of the scent. I think it does have a bit of coconut to the scent, and I don't like a coconut scent. But the bronzer itself is beautiful, and even though it's really pigmented, it's still easy to work with and control, and it's beautiful. The LYS, I thought that I was gonna use this and decide to declutter it because it's quite like warm, and I'm a more neutral tone, so I prefer like a more neutral tone bronzer. But I actually really enjoyed this, so I'm gonna put this back in my drawers and keep this, but I'm gonna rotate it out. The Dominique Cosmetics powder I really enjoyed. I think it's a nice powder, and I also enjoyed the Dior powder. Is getting to have quite a dip, I feel like, so yay. And I'm pretty sure I managed to keep all of the same things out, but if I'm missing a few things or there's a few extra things that I didn't start with, when I clean things up after doing videos, sometimes I mix up what's in my everyday drawer, but I'm pretty sure everything so far is what I started with. So for blush, I had these 2 liquid blushes from Rare Beauty, a Mini Joy and a Full Size Happy, and I did use these a few times, and I just feel like these aren't really as much my preference anymore. I think I prefer something more like buildable, but I feel like I go through makeup in phases, so at one point I might swing back around and like love the intense pigment again. So these are just going back in my drawer. I also used the MAC So Natural Glow Play Blush. I used it quite a bit. Like, the dome is really smushed down and I loved it, but it's going back. For powder blush, because this is more of a putty formula, I chose the Maybelline Fit Me, and this is in 15 Nude, and I use this like once. I feel like as much as I want to love it, it's just kind of light for me, which is, you know, very rare with my skin tone that something is too light for me. But I'm not gonna give up on it quite yet, but I am gonna rotate it out for now because I am seeing a little bit of sunshine, so I'm not getting any lighter for a few more months. For powder highlight, I chose the NYX Buttermelt highlighter in Glaze It Butter, and this looked really similar to my Dior highlighter, so I wanted to compare them, and I think this one is a little more intense, but color-wise, they're very similar. They do look very similar on the skin. This one is just a little more intense right off the bat. But these are going back. And then the Merit and the Lumi. These two I pulled also because I wanted to compare them. I do still like the Merit stick more. The shade that I have is Citrine, which is this like nudie color, peachy nude. And then for the Lumi, I have Glassy Pearl Eclat, which is a very similar color, maybe a little bit lighter. They're similar, but yeah, I like the Merit more, but I do enjoy them both, but I'm rotating them out. So for lips, I didn't get to use all of this stuff, but I did use quite a bit of it. I used both of these reds, and this I think is more like corally, but it's a little milky for my preferences right now, so I'm gonna put this one back, this Almay one, but I do want to keep out the red lip liner and the red Maybelline liquid lipstick because I just love this bright fiery lip for this time of year. I did also use my Sachu lip liner stain in, I think it's Hazel. Focus, yeah, Hazel number 4. I use this quite a few times. I do really like this. I think this gives my lips like a nice cool tone, and I think I'd like to try something maybe a little lighter because it also like deepens them, but I do really enjoy this, but I'm putting it back for now. I did also get to wear this Chameleon lip gloss, and I don't love it as much as I love the other one from this collection. This one is just really like, it's got big sparse chunks that kind of feel gritty as far as the glitter. I mean, it's pretty, but it's just not as smooth and comfortable as the other one. I really adored this combination that I did. I took Ciate London's Spark Glitter Storm, this metallic peachy lipstick, and I took the ColourPop Beeper liner, which is like a cooler tone and this is a warmer tone, but somehow together like this makes such a beautiful lip combo, and I actually want to keep using this combination, so I'm going to keep this out. I did also use the Milani Fruit Fetish lip oil in Strawberry Melon quite a bit. I love this one for this time of year, but I do have quite a few lip oils, so I'm gonna rotate it out. The unique lip balm that I had in as my like lip balm is completely empty. I can't roll it up anymore, and I've been digging in it with my nails to get every last bit out, so I'm gonna count this as an empty and pull it out. The Revlon Strawberry Kiss lip balm, use this, I love it, but I'm rotating it out. I did not use the Nutmeg lip liner. I'm just not feeling those like dark brown lips currently, so I'll just rotate it out. I also did not use my nude gold lipstick, but I'm not feeling it right now, so it can go back. I did use the Adept gloss once or twice and I like it, but I want to give some of my other glosses some love. Same with these Queen Cosmetics glosses. I like them, I enjoyed them, but I want to show other glosses some love. And I have a nude lip liner in my Project Pan, so even though I didn't use this one, I'm gonna put it back and just have my nude lip liner from my Project Pan be my nude lip liner currently. For eye products, all these lashes are gonna stay. I did wear them all and I'm pretty proud of the progress that I'm making in wearing lashes this year as far as my project for that. Every time I did a look, I wore this Panorama mascara. I like it, I don't love it. It's not terrible, but I'm not like, I need to repurchase this as soon as I run out. Like, it's okay, but I'm probably just gonna use it and then forget about it. For eye primer, I have these two and the MAC, and these are all staying in here. This is Soft Ochre, the NYX Glitter Primer, and then I use the Bobbi Brown Vanilla Stick as primer. My lash glue is staying. I use this super strong Hold Eye Envy from Kiss, and then my Heated Lash Curler. This brow pencil from NYX is nice, but I want to use something else, so I'm putting it back. This Sephora Brow Tint Gel is my favorite, but I'm running low and I think they discontinued it, so I kind of want to like hoard the little bit I have left and put something else in. For single shadows, I did not use this Essence Melted Chrome once, so that's kind of sad, but I don't know, I'm just not really into this tone as much as I thought I would be this time of year, so I'm gonna put it back for now. And this Kokie Platinum shadow with the cream on top and the loose in the bottom, I did use this a couple times. I love myself a frosty lid, but I'm gonna put it back. I have my setting sprays off to the side and I'm just gonna keep using these because these feel like almost empty, especially the watermelon one from Glow Recipe. Like you can see there's not a lot left in there, so I'm just gonna keep these off to the side and keep these out. My face palette that I had kept in because I hadn't used it at all, I made a point to use several times, and I don't know if you can tell like from the dirtiness of the palette, but I did really try and use it as much as possible, and I remembered why I love it so much. Normally I don't go for cooler pink tones, but something about the tones in this palette is just really beautiful, and it's had its time, so I'm gonna pick another face palette this month. As far as my mini palettes, this one is always gonna stay up here. I used this maybe once this past month, but you know, it's more neutral shades and I'm more of a colorful girl, so that's not surprising. The Rowan Quad in 1111 I actually used quite a few times as like a one and done look. I love all of these colors. They're so quick and easy and sparkly. They're kind of almost like Super Shock shadows, but I'm gonna put it back for now. The Ambitious Violet I did use once or twice, and I really like the updated sparkly shadows that I frankened in here. I really enjoyed playing with this with that change. It's definitely a palette that I love now. I think I got a little like hard pan in the mattes though from like mixing or something, so I'm gonna have to take tape to that. But yeah, I really enjoyed this one with those frankened updated shimmers, but I'm gonna put it back for now. This one I did not use. It's the Colored Rain Queen Bee, and I think I'm gonna keep it in because it's a beautiful, like, warm, fiery palette that I think will still be good for June as well. So I'm gonna keep it in and see if I use it in June. My BYOP for May was the one I did in the Friendcation packaging based on the ColourPop Tangled collab, and I did a video with this palette that is up on my channel, and I really enjoyed that look, and I did play with this 1 or 2 more times, and I really had fun with this color story, and I think I'm gonna keep it together like this for a little while to also scratch my Nomad, that Fête Provence palette that they're re-releasing, the itch for that one. I'm gonna keep this together to scratch that itch as well, because the purples and the yellows are what call to me in that palette. But I'm gonna pull it out of like the rotation on my desk, but I'm not gonna completely disassemble it yet because I feel like I might still be craving some purples and yellows if I see some cool looks with that Nomad palette that's being re-released. Earthy Murky Meadow palette is stunning. I did like 1 or 2 looks with this, and it's just such a beautiful palette, but I think I'm gonna enjoy this more in fall. Even though it does have that bright shade, it's not really saying summer to me, so I'm gonna put this back for now. The Seahorse palette got some love as well. I love using these shimmers on their own as like a one and done really cool shifty shade, or with other palettes as well, but I can't believe they're redoing the colors because to me this is like perfection and I love it. I don't know if I'll buy the new version because who knows if I'll have money, but the original is awesome, but we're rotating it out. Then the Hella palette with Odin's Eye and Angelica. I did 1 look with this. It was a pink and yellow, like pink lemonade look. I love that look. I used the yellows, the pinks, and this multi-chrome, and I feel like I'm good with that for now. Even though I only did 1 look, I did really enjoy it, and I'm ready to pull some other palettes. Like, I'm not looking at this and getting inspired to do anything else other than that pink lemonade look that I did, so let's put it back. The Paletteopoly palette I used when I did my base game Sims Chooses My Makeup video, and I really enjoyed using it for that. The shadows worked really great, and that was the only look I pulled this for, and I'm kind of sad about that because this has so many cool, beautiful colors, but there's other things I want to play with for now, and since I did at least 1 look with this, I'm going to put it back. The Sickly Sweet from Blend Bunny is a gorgeous pastel palette. I did a couple like quick easy looks, and I really do love the Blend Bunny formula, and I loved combining these pastel mattes with the pastel shimmers from the Seahorse palette. Alright, so we're ready to pick out the base products for June, and I haven't used this Sephora Reveal the Real in a little bit, so I'm gonna pull this one for my tinted, or for my skin tint option. And then for foundation, I haven't used the Revlon Candid in a little while. It's an old favorite that I've fully used and repurchased, like 1 or 2 whole bottles of this, so I'm excited to put this on my face again because I love it. For primer, I recently got this one from ColourPop, so I do want to test this one out some more. I purchased the Birthday Mystery Box. There's a video up on my channel showing me using all the products I got in the mystery box, doing a look with them, and I think it's a pretty fun look, so you should check it out if you're interested. But I want to, you know, get further thoughts than first impressions on this one, so we're pulling this one. And because we're getting into hot and sweaty territory, I'm pulling my Rare Beauty like matte primer. This one is pretty old So I feel like I should use it or lose it. And if it doesn't do anything for me with helping the makeup not melt off my face in the heat, then it's just gonna go. And if it does work, then I'll keep it in my drawer all summer. For concealer, let's see, I don't have a ton of options. We'll put back the double wear. So I feel like I want the Boing one or the Ulta corrector. Like, I like having a corrector. The Ulta one is newer, so I'll pull the Ulta corrector. This is in peach. I'll put the Boing one back. And then as far as concealers, feel like the Dominique one sounds like really lightweight and hydrating right now. So this is what we're going with. I have the shade Almond Milk. Okay, so now we're in powders, setting sprays, and bronzers. For setting sprays, I'm just keeping the same ones up there. For powders, I did recently get this new pressed powder. I mean, it's not a brand new product, but it's new to me. I got it from Marshall's for a very great price. Oh, it still has the plastic in there. It is their like color correcting primer, and this reminded me of that Givenchy one that just came out that's pressed. So I thought, you know, for like $5, this one's worth a try. So this is gonna be my pressed powder. For loose powder, I'm gonna pull this Rachel Couture one. I literally bought it from the Ipsy shop because it has my name on it, and I haven't used barely any of it, so I don't remember how I feel about it. I don't even know, was this the powder that was in my drawer for April that I pulled out? I don't know. I feel like it was the hard candy one. So I'm gonna pull this out and try to remember how I feel. So far, I'm loving these two powders. Like, all these powders in here I love, but I can't remember how I feel about this one. So we're gonna pull this out. As far as liquid and cream bronzer goes, I got this one semi-recently and I've only used it once or twice, so I want to try this one some more. My shade is the shade Fair Light, and it's the e.l.f. Liquid Bronzer Contour. And then I'm trying to decide whether I want to pull the Merit bronzer or the Clinique. And I want to swatch them to see. So this is the Merit. And my shade in Merit is Clay. And then I have the Clinique Chubby Stick in shade 1. Oh my gosh, I forgot how dark that Clinique one is. I'm gonna go with Merit. Even though the Clinique one does really blend and sheer out quite a bit, I feel like just right now I'm not at my darkest. Not that I see a lot of sun and get super dark, but like I feel like the Merit's gonna be a better color for me right now. And I feel like I do want a powder bronzer, even though I have a powder bronzer in my project pan just in case I'm getting like sick of it, you know. So I haven't used NARS Laguna in quite some time. I had the mini and I decluttered it, and I've used my full size like one time, like it looks barely touched. So I want to use my Laguna. Okay, now we're in the blush and highlight drawer. I'm gonna actually pull these blushes that aren't even in my drawer yet. These are the Strobe liquid blushes from MAC. I recently got them sent to me and I really want to thoroughly test them out. So these are going to be my liquid cream blushes for the month. And as far as powder blushes, I actually am pulling all of my powder blushes from my face palettes. I took all of my Ofra blushes and a bunch of singles and curated this palette. So I have 3 powder highlighters. This one is Frankened. This is Divina. These 4 are Ofra. And this is like part Beauty Bar Baby, which I don't even know if they exist anymore, and part Dior. So This is going to be my powder blush and powder highlight options for the month, and the face palette for the month as well. But I do want to pull one more powder highlight. This is Bitter Lace Beauty, and let me just dump it out. It is their Aura Quartz highlighter, and it's like a pastel rainbow highlight, and it being Pride Month, I feel like it's the right time to pull out the rainbow highlight. As far as like cream and liquid highlighters go, I really want to use my Charlotte Tilbury and see if it's something I actually enjoy, because I feel like I've barely used this. Like, it's not even that dirty. Like, I maybe used this once. So I want to use my mini spotlight more and see how I feel about this. And I also want to pull out my She Glam Multi-Chrome liquid highlighters, just because, you know, it's Pride Month. Might as well pull out the multi-chrome highlighters too. So that's it for this drawer. All right, and this is brows and lashes and single shadows. So I'm just gonna pick the only other open mascara I have, the Lashy Dole. This is like my third tube of this. I love this mascara. And then for brow gel, I'm gonna pull the NYX Thick It Stick It. And I feel like I want a pencil. I'm not feeling powder right now. Let's look. This is a backup. I just used that one. I do want to pull my Lift and Snatch pen. And let's have an all NYX brow moment. So this is the NYX, what's it say? Precision Brow Pencil. So that's gonna be it for brow. For single shadows, I did just get a couple new ColourPop Super Shocks within my birthday mystery box. So I'm gonna pull Adaptogen. This seems like a great everyday one and done color. And then I also want to pull this. I keep this with my singles because it's not a loose glitter. It's like a glitter in a base, but this is from Touch in Soul. It's from their Metalist line. It's their Starlight Foiled Pigment. And this is a really pretty topper. See, like that. And I feel like June is just the time. It's my birthday month. It's Pride Month. It's just the time to pull all the stops out. So this is the other single shadow I'm pulling. For my mini palettes, I think I want to pull my Melt Water palette because it's a Zodiac palette and it's my birthday month. It just makes sense to me that this should be a palette for June. I did Franken the shimmers to make them more intense, but these are the original mattes. And I'm excited to play with it with the updated shimmers. I'm kind of tempted to pull the Trove palette. I'm gonna do it. From the top shelf, which is Glamlight, Adept, Odin's Eye, and Blend Bunny, I'm not gonna pull any Adept because my BYOP this month, using the Strawberry Shortcake palette that I turned into a magnetic palette, is mostly Adept shades. I wanted something inspired by the Bella Beauty Bar Ocean Jewels, I think it's called. This is not like a shade for shade recreation of it. This is totally inspired by it. And all of the shimmers are Adept shimmers, and the mattes that are like the same shape as the shimmers are also Adept. But I do have some ColourPop mattes, and I think this one is Viseart. These square mattes are Adept, these are ColourPop, and this is Viseart, and then all the shimmers are Adept. So I'm not pulling anything from Adept because my BYOP is so Adept heavy. I do want to pull from Odin's Eye the Sea Talk palette with Lauren Made Beauty. I really like mermaids. It's my birthday month. This is so summery, so just seems like a good fit. Okay, I only pulled one palette from that top shelf because I'm trying not to overwhelm myself, and there's so many palettes I want to pull. I really want to use the Natasha Denona My Dream palette. This one was a gift from my husband. He surprised me just by ordering the My Dream and the Glam just because at one point, and I've only dipped into this a couple of times. It's a really pretty, like, I would call this neutrals with a twist because it's got purples and oranges in it, and I'm just really wanting to use this one for my birthday month because it was like a special sentimental gift. I also want to pull the Sun and the Sea from Bella Beauty Bar. This is my only palette from them, and I'm so in love with the Ocean Jewels color story, but I don't have it. I just have my copy of it, or my inspired by version of it, but I thought, you know, to also scratch that itch, I would pull my one palette I have from them because I probably haven't used it in about a year, and the shimmers in this palette are incredible. These mattes are kind of repetitive. That's the only complaint I have, as well as these aren't magnetic, and I know that their newer palettes are magnetic, but I do enjoy this one. On the bottom shelf, I feel like I'm gonna end up with just as many palettes as last month without even trying, but I really want to pull the Tropical palette because I've been lusting after for like an entire year the Unearthly, I think it's the Inferno palette, maybe it's called, and this one is kind of similar vibes to that, so gonna try and scratch that itch with this one right here from Beauty Bay. And then I think I want the Limoncello palette. This is just such a beautiful summer palette, like neutrals with a pop of blue and yellow and that little green right there. It's so pretty and it's such a classic, and I think I'm gonna stop myself there. This lip drawer is getting overwhelming again, but I definitely want to pull a few more things. So for lip balm, I'm pulling the Lana Lips Lemonade Lip Treatment. I feel like I can maybe finish this one up this month. I mean, this one has taken me so long though, so maybe not. But that'll be my basic balm. For tinted balms, let's see. I think I want to pull my NARS bombs. I have a big one of Torrid, which is this orangey shade, really pretty. And then I have a mini Laguna, which is this brownie shade. And they're just sheer tinted lip balms. They're really nice for quick, easy wear, so happy with that. For lip oils, I'm going to pull this one. This is the Twilight and ColourPop Luxe Lip Oil in Team Jacob. I recently ordered this with my birthday mystery box, and I've only used it once, so I really want to use it some more. And I think I also want to pull the LYS orange one, which this one is called OG. My camera overheated because it's hot as balls in my room, but I picked out the rest of my products. I picked out 4 glosses. I picked out the Wet n Wild Chameleon Chrome one, and this is in, Celestial Dance. It's the multi-chrome one. And then another Queen Cosmetics. This is a different one. Last time I had this silver. This silver has a pink sheen to it, so I thought I'd pull this one out because it seemed like a fun Pride Month gloss. And then I just wanted like a creamy pink gloss, so I grabbed this Cali Ray one. It is in Likely Story. And then I pulled an iridescent gloss from Unearthly and Heather Austin. I pulled every single brightly colored liquid lipstick in my collection because I thought now's the time to get creative and use these colors. So I have Ciate, Unearthly, Yvette, Ofra, and Colored Rain. For lip liners, I pulled a purple and like a cool toned color. And then I pulled both of my hard candy, like clicky gloss lipsticks, as well as my brand new ColourPop clicky gloss stick. And then my Sephora collection, like glossy lipstick in this shade. And the last item is my other Glitter Storm in this purple blue shade. And that was my Shop My Stash for the month of June. If you would like to see any particular videos with any of those products, please let me know in the comments down below. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button if you have not already, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!